soon.
The Point is KUSG, Hagåtña, Guam, 93.3 FM and 104.3 HD3.
Waiting on President Trump. I'm Ted Lindner, Fox News. Major EU leaders deciding Sunday to wait a couple of weeks to see if President Trump pulls the tariff trigger and imposes fines on several EU allies to force Denmark into selling Greenland to the U.S. But they've had a lot to say about the threat, including calling it blackmail.
Denmark's foreign minister says they're trying to get President Donald Trump to abandon the idea of purchasing Greenland and explore a more diplomatic path forward. EU leaders are in talks in Brussels, and one option thrown out there is hitting the U.S. with retaliatory tariffs. They could meet again on Thursday. NATO's Secretary General Mark Rutte held a phone call with President Trump, saying they will continue working on this. President Trump insists it's critical for America's national security. Also, the land is rich in minerals.
Fox's Stephanie Bennett. The Pentagon issuing prepared to deploy orders to 1,500 U.S. soldiers as anti-ICE protests escalate in Minnesota. This is the Justice Department standing by its decision to not begin a civil rights probe into the deadly shooting of a woman by an ICE agent in Minneapolis. Fox's Gernal Scott with more.
Deputy U.S. Attorney General Todd Blanche on Fox News Sunday said while members of Congress and the governor of Minnesota believe a civil rights probe of Renee Good's fatal shooting is warranted, that will only be done
when it's appropriate to investigate. And that is not the case here. It wasn't the case when it happened, and it's not the case today.
Minnesota's Democratic Mayor Jacob Fry on NBC's Meet the Press said despite not getting that, Minnesotans will keep standing up to ICE.
We're not going to be intimidated. We're not backing down. We're going to grin down this bear and do so again with peace.
So far, President Trump has held off on invoking the Insurrection Act to stop the protests. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
And the 2026 Winter Olympics hosted by Italy now 3 weeks away. Vice President J.D. Vance going to lead an American delegation and attend the opening ceremony in Milan on February 6th. America's listening to Fox News.
Stay on top of the latest forecast with America's Weather Team in the palm of your hands.
Here's the latest from America's Weather Center.
It's Fox weather updates throughout your busy day, every day.
That heat's going to be out there for one more day.
Temperatures being 30 degrees above average.
Put the power of over 100 meteorologists and the worldwide resources of Fox in your hands with the Fox Weather Podcast. Precise, personal, powerful. Subscribe and listen now at foxnewspodcasts.com. Connect to Fox News Audio on the Fox News app. Listen to hear your favorite hosts like Brian Kilmeade, Jimmy Fallon, and Guy Benson standing up for what's right, live and via podcast. Just click listen, then swipe right and hear the latest news updates on your time. And scroll down to hear the latest podcasts from Fox News. And it's even easier to listen in the car with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Get programming alerts and notifications. Fox News Audio is on the Fox News app. The voices America trusts. Download it now.
Another Sunday of NFL playoff games. Fox's Tim McMaster recapping it all for us.
Some classic NFL playoff weather Sunday set the stage for next weekend's conference championships. In New England, the Patriots intercepted C.J. Stroud 4 times and turned over the Texans 5 times in the snow in a 28-16 win. They'll head to Denver next week to take on the Broncos, who will be without starting quarterback Bo Nix after he fractured his ankle in Saturday's win over the Bills. Former Patriot Jarrett Stidham will start. In the NFC, the Rams overcame single-digit wind chill temperatures and a wild Caleb Williams game-tying touchdown in the final minute to beat the Bears 20-17 in overtime. They'll head to Seattle to face a Seahawks team that dismantled the Niners 41-6 on Saturday. I'm Tim McMaster, Fox News.
Today is the federal holiday that honors the birthday of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Fox's Tanya J. Powers with more.
This year marks the 40th observation of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day as a federal holiday. The move to recognize the civil rights leader and Nobel Peace Prize winner came just 4 days after his assassination in 1968. But it took another 15 years of grassroots efforts and growing public support before it was made official. President Ronald Reagan signed the bill into law in 1983, designating the third Monday in January as Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day. The first official day of observance was January 20th, 1986. Former President Clinton signed the King Holiday in Service Act in 1994, which encourages observation of the holiday as a day of community service. Tanya J. Powers, Fox News.
And a massive New York City nurses strike now into day 7. It's the largest nurses walkout in city history. Officials say more than 15,000 workers are on strike, picketing for better pay and health benefits, along with union rights and also job security. Negotiations are expected to continue this week. I'm Ted Lindner. This is Fox News.
Fox Facts.
America declared independence on July 4th, 1776, but George Washington didn't become president until 1789. So who ran the show in the meantime? The Continental Congress was in charge, managing the war and early government business. From 1776 to 1781, they had presidents, but the role was mostly ceremonial. In 1781, the Articles of Confederation kicked in, and John Hanson of Maryland became President of Congress. Some even call him the forgotten first president. He signed official documents and corresponded with foreign leaders. All told, 8 men held the title before George Washington, who in 1789 became the first true president with real executive power and eventually his face on the dollar bill. Matt Murphy, Fox News.
Guam, are you ready? For one night only, Julian Marley and The Uprising, featuring the sounds of DJ Bonix, are coming to Guam at the Lime Event venue this February 14th. And the best part? Everyone is VIP. Experience roots, reggae, and pure Marley vibes live on Valentine's Day. But listen, tickets are extremely limited, and once they're gone for good. Don't wait. Get yours now at guamtime.net. That's guamtime.net. Brought to you by New Wave Studios Guam, Empire Realty, Star 101, Boss 104, and The Point. One night, one price, one legend.
Well, hello there, Guam. Colonel Sanders here. When it comes to big flavor and real value, nobody does it like KFC. Pot pie, fries, and a drink, $7.50. Wow! The best chicken sandwich on Guam with fries and a drink, $7.50. Wow! Crispy chicken strips, side and a drink, $7.50. Wow! That's wow! $7.50 every day, all day. So when hunger calls, answer it the right way. Head on over to KFC today. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
This Valentine's season, love has a soundtrack. On February 13th, 2026, get ready to subscribe to Love. A night of soulful vibes at the Leo Palace Resort, featuring YouTube legends and R&B favorites Jeremy Passion,
She's my sunshine in the rain,
and Gabe Bondoc.
Fingers crossed my
Live in Guam. Whether you're booed up, rolling with your besties, or celebrating you, this is a pre-Valentine's event you don't want to miss.
You're the one, you're the one, you're the one for me.
Tickets available now at guamtime.net. So get ready, because this February, Guam is about to subscribe to Love.
The views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent. It is 1800 hours and 8 minutes. This January 19th, in the year of our Lord 2026, it's time for Veterans with Benefits with your host, Corinna Ballista.
Half a day, veterans, welcome back. I really like your intro there, Jose. Thank you so much.
No problem.
I love it.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
I should probably ask this off the air. Corinna or Corinna?
Corina.
I've been saying it wrong the whole time.
That's okay. You could say whatever you want.
My wife corrected me.
No, you're right. Every time I order something or, someone has to repeat my name back to me, I always hear it, Corina. I'm like, where did they get the eh? It's an I. Corina.
What about Ballista?
Ballesta.
Ballesta, okay.
Yes. But I've been called many names. Corey, Rin. I have all different names.
Okay.
When my last federal job I worked at, I had a cubicle of 4 people, and each person called me something different.
That's okay. For about 2 years, one of my bosses in college when I was doing work study was calling me Juan, which is why I got a bad review my first year.
Juan?
It's like Juan doesn't listen to anything, and when I call his name, he just looks around as if I didn't say anything. And the assistant manager goes, that's because his name's Jose.
Well, that's okay because maybe one, right, was a different person. So you didn't have to back that person up.
There was no such person.
Just Jose.
It was Jose, yeah.
All right. Let's get started. As always, want to thank our sponsors, Ambrose Inc., American Legion Post 1. Go visit them every second Saturday of the month for Steak Day. Hebzibah Family Medical Clinic, veteran-owned. 11Z's, right behind the radio station. They offer 11% discount for veterans and military. I think today I had the red raspberry. You didn't come visit me today.
No, I had my own beverage.
Okay, sometimes you do.
Next week.
Okay. And Domino's, thank you to Dane for donating a pizza to our Veteran of the Week every week. Thank you so much. JTC Services, another veteran-owned. Actually, it's a woman veteran-owned business. Yes, JTC Services. The Most Services with Rob Jackson. Master Blasters for all your blasting needs. And HMI, the nonprofit organization that I am a part of. Well, and Anthony as well. And then there's a new one. I think I sent you the photo. Thank you to Guam Junk Haulers. This is a veteran-owned business. They were like blowing up my Instagram, and I said, "Who are these people?" So if you watch their videos, they're quite hilarious. And this is a job they did recently, and I only found them out because I needed help. So you can call them at 671-788 Junk. Veteran-owned business. Two brothers, veteran-owned. One is a veteran. You know, helping people across the island get rid of their junk. You know, there's always piles of stuff that no one knows what to do with. And they helped me on a job recently, and great job. Veteran owned.
Nice. And
Guam
you don't always
colors.
have the correct vehicle to haul all that stuff, and I think they do.
Yes, they do. I think they have a couple of trailers. I think that's what I saw.
That's all you need.
Yes, all you need. All right, Veteran of the Week, my favorite part. Veteran of the Week. Veteran of the Week is Lieutenant Colonel Ronnie Guerrero, U.S. Air Force Reserve, retired. Lieutenant Colonel Ronnie Guerrero honorably served the United States for more than 3 decades across both the United States Army and the United States Air Force Reserve, culminating in a distinguished career marked by leadership, medical readiness expertise, and unwavering dedication to service members and their families. Lieutenant Colonel Guerrero began his military service in 1994 when he enlisted in the Army National Guard as a medical specialist. He completed the medical specialist course in 1996 and quickly established himself as a dependable and skilled soldier. During his early career, he served with the 232nd Medical Battalion under the U.S. Army Medical Department Center and School. Oh, that's a long providing essential medical support to training operations and contributing to the health and readiness of soldiers preparing for demanding missions. His performance earned him the Army Service Ribbon, National Defense Service Medal, and qualification badges in both the M16 rifle and hand grenade. After completing his initial period of active duty for training, Lieutenant Colonel Guerrero continued his service in the Army National Guard before transitioning to the United States Air Force Reserve, where he commissioned as a Health Services Administrator. For over the next 2 decades, he became a trusted medical operations leader, applying his clinical foundation and administrative expertise to strengthen Air Force medical readiness programs. From 2019 to 2020, Lieutenant Guerrero served on active duty with the 624th Aerial Space Medical Flight, where he played a key role in coordinating medical readiness, compliance, and support for geographically separated units. His leadership ensured continuity of care and mission preparedness during a period of heightened operational demand. He later completed the Air Command and Staff College in 2020, further enhancing his strategic and organizational leadership capabilities. Lieutenant Colonel Guerrero's distinguished service reflects great credit upon himself, the United States Army, and the United States Air Force Reserve, and the Department of Defense. He continues to embody the values of duty, honor, and service that defined his military career. Congratulations, Veteran of the Week, Lieutenant Colonel Guerrero. And yes, he's attended a few of our HMI events, and thank you for bringing, I think you guys, your family donated corn soup or clam chowder at our last benefits boot camp. So thank you. Thank you so much. Next is, I think I sent you this image, Jose, the tip of the week. So we share a tip of the week here because there are so many things veterans don't know and they have so many questions about, and no one's telling them these things. So we prepare a tip of the week every week. So this week, the other day, I was sitting with the veteran and he said, hey, I think I need to go get my other ID. I said, what other ID? He said, I'm retired, but there's this other ID I need to get. Oh, yeah, go get your ID. So this veteran happened to be 100% service disabled. So there was an issue with those at the DEER's office saying you cannot get a retired ID and a 100% disabled ID. So I never knew why. It was just, no, we can't do it. We can't do it. No one ever explained it. No one broke it down. So I was like, okay, well, now I'll just go do the research. And when he was sitting in front of me, I researched it right there. And so this is why. So retirees, you have your own ID card. It is a military retiree ID. And as a service member, you were issued a Uniform Services Retired ID card. So the official form for this is called a DD Form 2. So this card grants you base access, commissary exchange privileges, TRICARE, MWR access, space aid travel, and more. This ID does not expire, and it already reflects your full-time benefits as a retiree. So who gets this ID? Who gets the CAC style, DoD civilian or veteran ID cards? So the CAC, which stands for Common Access Card, it's primarily used to identify and issued to active duty and reserve members, Guard members, DoD civilian employees, and some contractors. Veterans who are not retired but who are rated 100% permanent and total by the VA are eligible for a separate ID card that may look similar, but it serves a different group. So this 100% disabled veteran ID card in the image up there on the left is issued by the Department of Defense, not the VA. And it's to access the base facilities, commissary exchange, MWR services. But this card is specifically for non-retiree veterans who qualify for benefits similar to retirees based solely on their disability rating. So bottom line, as a retiree, you don't receive this second CAC style ID because your retiree ID already covers all those same privileges and more. So issuing a second ID would be redundant. So you don't need it. So they're not going to do it. So you cannot have both because the retiree ID supersedes the disabled veteran ID card in terms of access and entitlements. So what you can do, if you're rated 100% permanent and total by the VA, you can go to the DEER's office. So these are any of the offices that do issue the ID. So there's one at the Army Guard base there, right past the gas station. You can go get your ID there. You can get one at the Air Guard. You can get one at Anderson. And I like to send the veterans to Navy Pass an ID because they're located off base. So if it's your first time getting your VA ID, if you're a veteran that didn't retire, go get your 100% disabled ID. And also make sure you're getting the correct property tax, state, and federal benefits tied to that rating. And then if you're a veteran that is not 100% service connected, then you can get this other ID. Now that's the one on the right. So that one is called a Veteran Health Identification Card from the VA, which also helps with base access at some installations. So to get base access with this Veteran Health Identification Card, you need a service connection. So there are a lot of veterans that don't know that you can still get this ID without having a service connection, because what it does is it grants you medical care at the CBOC or clinics or VA hospitals or any VA facility that offers healthcare to you.
Now, when you say base access, is this mandated by the federal government or is it dependent on the CEO at the time?
No, so base access. So there's a lot of, issues surrounding who gets base access and what ID lets them in. So for the retiree, of course, you can get in. For the 100% service-connected veteran, you can get in. Now, the confusion is this Veteran Health Identification Card. So there's also another, in 2020, Congress said, hey, veterans with a service connection or Purple Heart and other statuses, you can shop in the commissary. Where are the commissaries at? On the base. So you're going to need to have some sort of access to get on the base. So the pass and ID for Anderson and Navy, they had to figure out, how do I let them on? So they can get on with a certain status, but your question is, how do you get on the base with this one? The only way you can get on the base with the Veteran Health Identification Card is if you have some sort of status, which is service connection.
Okay. Second question.
Yes.
Both Anderson and Navy are known, and now Camp Blas are known as Joint Region, right?
Correct.
Do they have separate commanding officers for the bases? Do they work in tandem as far as base access, or do people, like, including sponsors, because some veterans need additional help to get on base or to go to the commissary, things like that. Our sponsorships have to be obtained through each base pass access, or is there one single place you can get it for the whole island?
Good question. No, because they're different commands. So if you are trying to access the Air Force Base, you go to the Anderson Pass and ID at the North Gate. And then for Navy, you have to go down to Navy Pass and ID next to Infusion and Navy Fed down there to access the Naval Hospital location and Camp Blas. So they're all separate. Unfortunately, I wish they all worked together, but they don't, even though it's considered joint region. And then for Camp Blas, you also have to, I think I said that already. Sorry, for Barragata, you only need to have some sort of access to get on the base.
Do these, I guess third one, do these IDs, the Veterans Access IDs also gain you access to the Guam National Guard Center?
Yes, yes. So all IDs will get you on there, but with the Veteran Health Identification Card, it has to say service connected on it. And they don't do any, go get a pass. It just, as long as you have access, they'll let you on.
Very good.
Yes. So where are we in this? Did I give tip of the week? Yes. Oh, and I wanted to say hello to my little nephew, Victor Ray, because he was playing with balls the other day, and I said, I saw that he was playing with them, and we were at a family party, and then someone took it away from him, and then I saw his face, and I said, oh, baby. So I went to go buy him like a little bat and a ball so he could play with, because I was sad for him.
Never mess with a boy and his balls and bat.
I know. I wanted to say hello to him.
You're so innocent, Karina.
Jose, you're so funny. Okay, so what is the other photos that I had up there that I wanted to talk about? I know there were other photos we wanted to talk about. What was it I sent you? But I have my book. I have my little cool book here, because I told you guys that I would tell you about our benefits boot camps. So we already did our Veteran of the Week. I will call you Veteran of the Week, Ronnie Guerrero, to get you your pizza. Let's see who's watching us online. I want to say hello to those watching us online. Do you have anyone on YouTube's?
I don't see anybody right now.
On YouTube, we have, what is the name of it? It's HMI Guam. Yes. HMI Guam.
HMI Guam, just all set. And just search HMI/Guam. They'll take you to another page, or I guess that's a sponsored search result. But HMI Guam is the correct one. And I believe there is your logo is prominent. The Laddie Stone with HMI.
I'm trying to find the point. I can't find it on, I don't know if I'm not connected or what's going on here. I'll find it. Maybe like after the break, I'll find it. So last week we talked about benefits because we wanted to highlight this year all the benefits for veterans. There's so many. I don't even remember where we stopped off at. But if you want to call in, you can call into 671-888-TALK. You're listening to us on 93.3. And we will go back to what we were talking about. I just wanted to talk about a few of the things we touched on, and then I am going to start. You guys, there's so many benefits that we don't have here. And it makes me mad and a little upset because, we don't have our own offices here. We have the office in Tizen, but that is an arm of the regional office that's located in Hawaii. So what we talked about last week was Veterans Crisis Line, the VA hotline, which is 1-800-698-2411, and that's 24/7. If you have issues with medical care or your claim, call them. 1-800-698-2411. They are 24/7. We talked about foreign medical program, healthcare, homeless veterans, home loans, life insurance, headstones and markers. We talked about the Presidential Memorial Certificate. We talked about vet centers. We talked about women veterans. And then we talked about, I think that's where we stopped off. So the next thing, the next very big benefit that we have for veterans is caregiver support. So if a veteran is service connected and receiving home health care, their spouse, had to quit their job, has to take them to their appointments, help them with, taking them to physical therapy. And as veterans, we have lots of appointments because we have specialty care. Specialty care can include anything going on with your feet, your heart, anything to do with, pain. So pain management would be shots. And then we also have chiropractic care, massage therapy, acupuncture. So what they do is they pay someone, either a family member, or you can use a contractor that the VA contracts with, excuse me, to give the family a break. It's called caregiver support. So if you are taking care of your veteran, please make sure you tell their VA doctor at the community-based outpatient clinic that, hey, I heard about this benefit. How do I get in contact with caregiver support team? Because sometimes, I'm overwhelmed and I need a break. So there are programs out there that exist. So if you're a veteran or a family member, please check this program out, because sometimes the caregivers do need a break and do need to take care of themselves as well. The next one is community care. So what is this? So what we always talk about, the community-based outpatient clinic, the clinic up there at the VA, at Agania Heights here in Guam. Well, if there aren't enough doctors when you finally get your rating, then they'll say, we can send you out in the community. What does that mean? That means you can go make an appointment with the clinic that accepts Tri-West, which is the insurance we fall under. So that will be at SDA, Total Guam Foundation, American Medical, and I think there's one more. I need to call tomorrow and find out what that last one is. So only certain clinics allow veterans to be or take our VA care insurance. It's not really called insurance, just our VA Tri-West. That also falls in line with dental care. So if you're a veteran that is 100% service connected, you get dental care for free. So there are some veterans who had their root canals paid for, their implants paid for, their bridges paid for, and that's a lot of money. So 100% you can get free dental care. And then disability claims and appeals. This is a big one. There are offices in the U.S. and here in Guam and Tizen that will help you file your claim. So if you're a veteran that just doesn't know what to do or know where to start, know that there are people out there to help you. And with HMI, what we do, the nonprofit that I'm with, is we teach veterans how to do it on their own because no one talks about that. The other big thing is mental health. I think we started last week talking about mental health. And of course, if you ever need anyone to talk to 24/7, 988 is a number, no matter where you are. And then PACT Act. Oh, this is such a big one, especially Guam with Agent Orange. PACT Act. So what does it stand for? Promise to Address Comprehensive Toxics Act. So a lot of veterans that were exposed to Agent Orange or to radiation or to anything toxic while they were serving, this law in 2022 covers you. All you need to do is to have the condition today and show that you were exposed somehow to this toxin. So that's called the PACT Act. So when you file your claim, you're not filing the word PACT Act, you're filing the condition that you have that is covered under the PACT Act due to your exposure. So that's like respiratory issues or hypertension or diabetes. And
Is
I
this
think,
one that's automatically mandated? Like, I know several other acts have indicated that the military has acknowledged that anyone who was a service member does have, like, for instance, ALS or what was it, the last one before this one, where they determined everybody who served it does fall in this category. It's not something that has to be proven.
So I think the word you're looking for is presumptive.
Okay.
So yes, so they actually have to have a diagnosed condition, and then just prove that they were there, and they'll get the service connection. But I want to dive in more to PACT Act, I guess, when we come back from the break. Yes? You're listening to Veterans with Benefits on 93.3. We'll be right back.
Coming January 24th to the UOG Cowboy Fieldhouse. The Cover Girls live on Guam. Angel, the original cover girl, and her iconic voice, singing all their hits like Because of You, Promise Me, Inside Out, and Show Me. Joining them on stage, the Queen of Dance, EDM, and Freestyle, Shannon. Also, 90s freestyle diva singing all her hits, Jocelyn Enriquez.
Radio plays our favorite song, and it's what keeps me holding on.
Brought to you by Choice Broadcasting, Trivision Media, and Cherry Media. This is a Jams Media show you don't want to miss. Tickets and info at guamtime.net.
With decades experience in Guam and the region, Take Care members have access to the largest offering of free fitness classes and health education programs. Membership also includes the high-quality credentialed network of on- and off-island healthcare providers and the one-stop FHB Health Center and urgent care. Ask for Take Care. Call 671-647-3526. Go to takecareasia.com for more information. Take Care. Our island, your health plan.
And we're back. So I was able to find the point on Facebook. I don't know what happened. It disappeared. Found it. So online we have Joey Toves, Hafaday fellow vets, Frank and Chris Tadegui, Hafaday, Karina, and Ray. And then Elizabeth Kichichu, she says buenas. So I think Frank's talking about Ray, who we had a few weeks ago, because he was supposed to be here tonight with me, but he couldn't get anyone to cover his class. So hopefully he'll be here next week. Because I said, Ray, you're going on the air with me. So we'll see. Ray, that's Ray Shinehara. So we were talking about PACT Act, yes? Okay. So for the PACT Act, I know you had the questions. And so this is a big one for here in Guam. Because a lot of veterans were exposed to Agent Orange because we've had a lot of our local men get drafted, right, to the Vietnam War, and then there was Agent Orange here on Guam. So that's another thing. If you were in the jungles, or if you were on Anderson, if you were on Navy and you're exposed to Agent Orange or herbicides, or if you were at Fort McClellan, I think I'm saying that right, you were also exposed because there was a lot of toxins there. So PACT Act covers you. You just need to have the condition diagnosed by your doctor. So you cannot make up this PACT Act exposure just because you were here. You have to have a condition today. So please don't file it unless you're diagnosed with it, because the VA is going to check. They're going to adjudicate. Do you have it diagnosed? So I think the word you were talking about earlier, Jose, is presumptive. So presumptive. They're presumptive if they were here on Guam or boots on ground and in Vietnam, and then have a condition, have it diagnosed. So presumptive. You don't need to prove anything else except you have it today.
You were here.
And you were here. Mm-hmm. Yes. So that's a big one for Guam. So for Guam, the conditions are hypertension, which is high blood pressure, and diabetes. And then diabetes, that's a big one, because what happens after that? With diabetes, you have secondary conditions. You have the numbness and tingling of your arms and your legs. You can develop glaucoma. You can have diabetic retinopathy, which is, your vision. So that's very important too. If you were exposed, Those are the conditions that are covered, as well as those that were deployed to Iraq, Afghanistan, Saudi Arabia, Egypt. You were exposed to burn pits. You were exposed to particulate matter. So the conditions that are covered are rhinitis, sinusitis, and there are a bunch of different cancers as well. So if you're ever wondering if you qualify or if you fall under this, do some research. Go to va.gov and read about it and see, hey, I have this. I didn't know I could file for this. And this is new. This was 2022 and it's only 2026. So it's new. I want to say it's been around, but not many people know about it. So I wish more people knew about the PACT Act. Post 9/11 veterans. So also presumptive is the respiratory conditions, and then there's the Gulf War syndrome. So the Gulf War syndrome is conditions that are unexplained. So I know of one veteran who he keeps going to the ER. He has this chest pain, and it almost feels like anxiety, but it's not, and it's just unexplained. Always going to check his heart. Then they do an EKG. They don't know what it is, but he was deployed a few times, so that's covered as well under PACT Act. This next one is important because this is part of the most recent NDAA, transitioning service members. So when members were separating a few years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, no one told them that if something was wrong with you, you can file a claim with the VA. Now, as part of the NDAA, if you're a transitioning service member, whether you're retiring or separating, they are required to talk to you. They're required to say, hey, is anything wrong with you? Are you okay? If you are, then guess what? There's the VA. You can go to the VA and you can file your claim and you can get free health care. So they're required to sit down with them and talk to them about it. Before, it just used to be a little box they check off when they out process, but now it's a full-blown, hey, you need to get this done, and they're making sure they're getting it done. Service records. This is a big one. So if you're separating or retiring, or even if you're in the Guard or Reserve, for your service records, for some reason they get lost. Go and make a copy. Download it, create a whole email for just your records, and keep it on the cloud somewhere. Put it on a drive, put it on a CD, keep it. Because when you're ready to file your VA claim, it's going to be hard to get these records. So if you have access to these records now, make a copy, download them somewhere, save them somewhere, and keep updating them because they will get lost. When veterans, I think it's that photo that you posted. I think the photo that I gave you, Jose, that is part of the welcome kit. When a veteran finally gets into the VA system, it's that 2025 federal benefit booklet. So it's that plus the welcome kit comes with it. So what it does is it introduces you to the whole VA system. So it's for veterans, dependents, survivors, and caregivers. This is very important. They have checklists like, what should I do? Where should I go? And, we don't have a giant full-service VA hospital here, but I've been to one, and I wish we had that here. We don't. But it just goes to show what's available for us. So the only thing we can do is keep fighting and keep asking for these. So the welcome kit is something that you can go to va.gov and just search welcome kit, and you'll see it. Just read about all the benefits you have available for you. Ooh, this next one. I love this one. This one is Veterans Readiness and Employment. So this is a 5-track program. This is not an education program. This is a rapid employment program. So a lot of veterans don't know they have access to a counselor who will help them either go back to school. So say, for example, you want a job, but you can't get this job because you need a degree. Well, this job will help you continue your degree. And then once you graduate, now you have that degree and now you can apply. So this program is rapid employment. They'll pay for certifications. They'll pay for schooling to finish that degree to get that job. They'll help you with independent living. They'll help you with starting a business and employment. So they'll help you with resume writing. So this program, you can register. Right now, we don't have a counselor here on Guam, because I think she relocated, but she was really, really great at her job. So you need to go to the VA office in Tizen, and then just go there and tell them that you want to register to see the Veteran Readiness and Employment Counselor. And I guess they'll make an appointment for you, but it won't be someone here in Guam. It will be someone in Hawaii calling you until they hire someone here in Guam. The next one is burial and memorial benefits. Right away, tomorrow, give your DD-214 to a loved one, because a lot of veterans don't know that, yes, we can, rest at the veteran cemetery here, but the only thing that's covered is the plot and the head marker and the certificate. The services are not covered. So you have to coordinate with your funeral home plan. So you have to have a plan for services, and then they work together with the VA cemetery. So the very important document that you need is a DD-214. So a lot of spouses don't know what a DD-214 is. So please get your spouse involved. Give them a copy of your DD-214 ASAP. And not just any DD-214, because a lot of veterans have multiple DD-214s. You want to give them the most recent DD-214, the separation DD-214, the retirement DD-214. And why is this important? It's important because the rank on that DD-214 is the rank that will be ordered for the headstone, the marker. So that's very important. And
is there a process that a surviving spouse can obtain that DD-214 if it wasn't given to them by their service member that passed away?
Yes, so they can go to Tizen, the VA office in Tizen, and request a copy. And if they don't have it, they can go to the office in Assen. And if they don't have it, then they'd have to request for one, which is why it's important, especially if the veteran, when the veteran was alive and their wishes were to be, buried at the VA cemetery. Well, the one document that's needed, we've gotten a lot of calls. I need that document. How do I get it? And I tell them to go to those two places. If they don't have it, then you're going to have to request it from the archives, which takes a long time.
Oh boy.
So please, safeguard this document and give the DD-214 to your loved one. This new one, reimbursement of travel costs. Okay, it's not new, but it's new on the VA app. If you guys aren't using the VA app, please use it. It is quick access. It is so easy to use, and you can get reimbursement for attending your VA appointments. It might not, the cap is $18 a month. So let's just say you have 4 appointments at the VA and it costs, I forgot what the number is for the round trip mileage, but the VA pays you mileage to go to your VA appointment. So if you're 30% or more, the cap is $18 a month. So, there it is, 41.5 cents per mile. I mean, that's still money. The VA will pay you to go to your appointments. So all you need to do, download the VA app, go to your past appointments on the VA app, and this little button will say you have so many days to file for your reimbursement for travel costs. So do that. Download the VA app and get your money. The next one is veteran health registries. So this falls in line with exposure. So there are registries. There are burn pit registries. And what's the other one? There's a burn pit registry. There's the Camp Lejeune registry. So if you were located here, it gives the VA information and data about you. And then they also ask if you would like to be contacted. Not for any tests, but more for data. Right? So the more veterans they can track, the better the case is for, to fight in Congress for exposure. So go and register for these registries. Now, getting on a registry does not mean you filed your claim. It just means you're registered. Oh, we have, I guess I can read those later. Yes. And then the next one is where we at? Home improvement and structural. So I don't know who's handling this here in Guam, but veterans. If you need your house if you're wheelchair bound and you need your house modified to build a ramp or to what are those
handrails?
Yes, handrails.
To make it compliant.
I could see it, but I don't know what the word is.
No, that was done to my parents' house also. I'm not sure if my mom utilized this service, but I know that they came out because they measured everything and then put the specs on everything around the house.
Yeah, so your house can be modified. So that's a really big thing. So ask your VA doctor. Start there. Say, hey doc, I have a wheelchair and it's hard to get into the house, and I have my wife or my son has to wheel me in, wheel me out. I know there's this for me. How do I apply for this? I'll also find out how to apply, for information purposes, because there's a lot of veterans who need it. So if you own your home, you can get your house modified, or if you're staying with a relative, you can get that house modified. So that's a very big one. Before we move on, I guess we'll take a break, and then when we come back, we'll hopefully finish this. I mean, there's so many benefits. But you're listening to Veterans with Benefits on 93.3. You can call into 671-888-TALK. We'll be right back.
Well, hello there, Guam. Colonel Sanders here. When it comes to big flavor and real value, nobody does it like KFC. Pot pie, fries, and a drink, $7.50. Wow! The best chicken sandwich on Guam with fries and a drink, $7.50. Wow! Crispy chicken strips, side and a drink, $7.50. Wow! That's wow! $7.50 every day, all day. So when hunger calls, answer it the right way. Head on over to KFC today. KFC, it's finger licking good.
At Guam Regional Medical City's Cancer Center, your care is our priority. We provide comprehensive treatment services tailored to your needs with compassionate support every step of the way. Our expert team specializes in hematology and oncology, delivers advanced radiation therapy, and offers personalized chemotherapy infusions in a comfortable setting. We also provide effective pain management and a full range of outpatient infusion services, including blood and iron transfusions. We're here for you, supporting your entire journey right here at home. Guam Regional Medical City, comprehensive cancer care close to home.
And we're back. So we have a comment. Oh, of course, it's Charlie Hermosa. How are you guys? Semper Fi, where is Tony? And you said getting a haircut. He's not here today, Charlie. Yeah, maybe he was tired of you telling him that he has to get a haircut. He went to go get a haircut. I don't know.
And on YouTube side, we have Rita Antalan saying thank you to HMI.
Oh, thank you, Rita. Thank you so much. Yes. I'm telling you, what HMI does is quite amazing. When I joined the organization a few years ago, they helped me with my benefits, and I didn't know that I could get more than what I had, and I didn't know. I just didn't know. And then, I joined the organization and still here today, and changing lives is what we do, and I absolutely love it. I love when veterans call me or their family members call me and say, hey, Karina, I got my benefits. I have money in my bank account. I have access to VA healthcare. I get free medicine. It's amazing what they have access to. So I think you're showing the calendar. So we had our benefits boot camp 2 weeks ago, and then our next one's coming up really fast. Our next one is going to be February 11 to 13 at the Sunrise Conference Center on Anderson Air Force Base, Guam. So this is going to be at the golf course. So if you know where the golf course is at, it's that big room. It's called the Sunrise Conference Center. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna have speakers. So this is our second annual summit and boot camp 49. Oh wow! When I joined HMI, I think we were only on boot camp 14 or 15. And when I joined the organization, I said, hey, we need to do this, and this. And Doc always says, Karina, you turned it on steroids, because I started tracking data, started creating sheets. But if you're a veteran that has never filed, come to this second annual Veteran Summit and Boot Camp 49. So I think we're going to have speakers. We're going to try to have a panel. And then we're going to have our boot camp. And this is we only have our boot camps during the day twice a year. Every other month, it's in the evening. So during the day, this is important for those that always tell me, oh, I can't drive. It's too dark. You guys, come to
What are
boot
the
camp.
times? Because they're not listed here.
Oh, so you're right. For the summit, I didn't list the times. So registration will be at 8 o'clock, and then we'll finish by 4 p.m. So 8 to 4. 8 to 4. And if you need to register, you can send me a message at 671-682-7631 or on the website, hmiguam.com. And then the next one is going to be March 10 to 12. Wow, Boot Camp 50 already. That's going to be at the Inalahan Mayor's Office, March 10 to 12, 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. each night. And if you don't know what it is, the first day we go over intro and we go over the law, which talks about your VA benefits. The second day we go over required forms. And then the third day we go over what to expect after you file your claim. So we actually do hands-on exercises. We teach you how to calculate your VA math, and you get into groups. It's really fun. A lot of veterans love it. I think we spoke to a veteran who's she's a spouse. I think, is she a veteran and a spouse? I think she is. She said that this should be a prerequisite for any veteran that has never filed their claim and they don't know what to do. We have a lot of veterans that reach out to us, a lot of those that are separating, retiring, and those that are Guard and Reserve, because those are the ones that, don't know that they need to start and do something now. And then I think you're also showing, is that what you're showing now? The Benefits Bootcamp QR code? Is that what you're showing? Yeah, you're showing the QR code. So if you're a veteran and you've never registered, you can scan the QR code if you're watching this online, or you can take a screenshot if you're on Facebook or YouTube and then scan it later. This is the QR code to register for any of our boot camps for 2026. And it's absolutely free. So come and, come and learn all about all the things that you have access to. So we also go over benefits. We go over the 2026 pay chart. We go over the benefits you have per percentage. We go over the different priority groups for medical care. And then we're going to have a lot of speakers there. Hopefully we're going to have Social Security. Oh, this other photo. Is this what you're showing online? The one I'm looking at now? Okay. Yes. So this is chatting with the coach. So this is at the clinic. And I think that was last week, Wednesday, and then Saturday. And then, yeah.
What is the difference between the boot camps and chatting with a coach?
So boot camps is where you learn. This is where you learn at boot camps. Chatting with the coach is where you knock out your claim. So you work on your claim, you appeal, you can fax, you can upload, you can sign in. We have computers, we have iPads to help you get access to your account. And then the last picture I think you have there, I think it's around, is that the American Legion? That is the Guam Veteran Task Force meeting we just had. Yes. So we had the Congressman's office there. Oh, that's another thing I needed to talk about. So we had the Congressman's office there, and he had a few updates for us. So we have a new VA representative up there. So he's going to be helping veterans. His name is Edward Farron. And I need to look for his email address. So if veterans need to get a hold of him, if you need to do a congressional on your VA claim or your VA health, I send a lot of veterans to the Congressman's office if they need help. So I'm looking for his email address. If I don't find it, I could share it next. Next week. So the new updates that we have from the Congressman's office is he introduced Mr. Edward Farron. He'll be handling veterans issues. And then the other thing is, what was the other thing? With no word yet on when they were going to reschedule. There was supposed to be a outreach for veterans in December. Well, it was supposed to happen around November, but because of the shutdown, they couldn't coordinate properly. So I'm not sure when the next one is going to be rescheduled. There was another update he had. Oh my gosh. I completely forgot. It's been a week. But I will share any other updates that he has for us. But I'm glad that they came and showed and talked to us, because it's good that we have that relationship, with the Congressman's office. And then in the meeting, we also had Rob Jackson, Charlie Hermosa, Johnny Tulai. Everyone knows him as Johnny Atulai, but everyone knows him as that. But Johnny Taitano, that's his last name. We had Chris Turan, American Legion, and then we also had Steve Amagwin. He was in the meeting with us. And I think there was another poster I think I sent you. Was there another poster? I think it was a chapel. I think the last photo was the chapel. So this was shared to us by Senator Vince Borja. And a lot of us in that room, the task force meeting, none of us attended the chapel cemetery opening or presentation because no one sent it to us. No one pushed it out. No one called us. There was no email, no information, no push down, nothing. So none of us attended. And that's unfortunate because, you know, we represent a lot of veterans, and I'm telling you, I have access to hundreds of veterans at any given moment. I could just send a message to.
It was interesting because there wasn't any press on it.
Yeah.
There were invitations. I did hear one person who received it.
Mm-hmm.
You did mention his name at the congressional representative's office, but yeah, I'm interested in knowing what happened at this ceremony.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I know. I think it was recorded. I'm not sure. So that's something that we talked about at the Guam Task Force meeting was, hey, did any of you guys get this? Does anyone know? Did anyone attend? And of course, everyone said no. And you know, thank you to Senator Vince Borja for sending it to the chat. Otherwise, I wouldn't have known.
He received it before the 15th?
He sent it, I think 1 or 2 days prior to the event. But you know, this should have came down from the Guam Office of Veteran Affairs. You know, it should have been pushed out. We should have been called. You know, something, because this is a big thing. You know,
it's been closed for a while, maybe 2 or 3 years,
right?
And I know that a lot of veterans relied on this chapel to be open in order to afford a ceremony, a funeral ceremony.
Right. And you know, it's an easy location, right? You just have the service there, and then there's no transporting, right? Because that will save on some costs.
So this means it's completely open now.
I'm not sure. There still hasn't been anything else except there was a Guam Veterans Cemetery Chapel event.
Okay.
Yes. So I'm not sure.
Okay.
Hopefully more to come. I guess I could go find out what's going on, who sent it out, what happened, who was there, why wasn't anyone informed? Because, you know, if you wanted some veterans there, which, you know, I should think you would want veterans there to see it, you should have reached out, because, you know, a lot of veterans have a voice. We have this radio show, Charlie and, you know, Johnny and Auntie Bobby, you know, there's a lot of different outlets we can push the information out. But if it's not communicated properly, then no one will be there, unfortunately. I did see some photos, and there literally was no one there except some senators, and mayors. But I really, really wish it was communicated properly. I think we'll end here because we have still so much to, you know, talk about next week. But 2 quick things. If you would like to register for one of HMI's benefits boot camps, I suggest you do register, because there's so much information you do not know. We get so many great comments, and congratulations to all the veterans that got their award or their benefits this weekend. I know of 2 that got 100%. One is getting over $69,000 in back pay. The other one slowly climbing to his percentage. And, you know, these are stories that we hear every day. And unfortunately, you know, we're not going to say their name because, you know, it's their own private, you know, it's their benefit. They can share it if they want. But we'll see you guys all next week. And I just want to end the show by saying, stay ready, stay informed. And as always, thank you for your service. We will see you all next week.
No, you got to banter for like 30 more seconds.
Why?
Because
I do?
That's the system.
Oh, okay, fine.
No, we'll see you next week. A very happy Martin Luther King Day. You did write a really good piece on the veterans chat and connecting this holiday and the the legacy of Martin Luther King, Dr. Martin Luther King, and Veteran Services.
Oh, yes.
You're doing good. So
Well, that was
great job,
actually, that
Karina.
was Anthony that wrote that.
Oh.
So I just edited it just a little bit.
And then signed your name to it?
No, I put Team HMI. I always sign it Team HMI, or if it is coming from me, I sign it Karina.
Yeah.
And that's just another thing. If you're a veteran out there and you want to stay informed, we have a veteran chat group. If you want to join it, send me a message at 671-682-7631 and I'll add you to it. And I'm going to promise not to do anything but just to inform you about all the benefits you have. So
it is very informative.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we'll see you all next week.
The Point is KUSG, Hagåtña, Guam, 93.3 FM and 104.3 HD3.
Tariff threats expected to dominate summit. Fox News, I'm Sue Guzman, and the World Economic Forum opens today in Davos, Switzerland. President Trump will speak on Wednesday. His push to take over Greenland expected to be a main point of discussion after the president threatened to impose a 10% tariff on countries against his plans. And with more about the EU's reaction to it, here's Fox's Stephanie Bennett.
Denmark's foreign minister says they're trying to get President Donald Trump to abandon the idea of owning or purchasing Greenland and explore a more diplomatic path forward. EU leaders, they're in talks in Brussels, and one option thrown out there is hitting the U.S. with retaliatory tariffs. They could meet again on Thursday. NATO's Secretary General Mark Rutte, he held a phone call with President Trump